Welcome everyone to Mario's Gaming World. Ever since being a teenager, I've always wanted to have my own little gaming store, little gaming shop. Something where people can come, play games, buy cards, have a good time, and spend time with each other as friends. Rivals, it's taken nearly 10 years to make this come true, but I'm really happy that we seem to have something going here in the form of Mario's Gaming World. So going into this, I have a few goals that I would like to turn into a reality. Number one, I would love to see the shop turn into something a little more than an office space. I mean, what we have right now is working, and it's working quite well. We're still having tournaments, we're still selling product, people are still getting what they need, and it's great. And no real complaints so far. But ideally, it would be nice to have more room. On top of that, having additional decorations, having additional nice looking things to spice up the background, all nice things to have. The second main goal is to start having tournaments, I'd say with 20 plus people. That being said, we are consistently having 4-round tournaments, which is good. You know, we've had as many as 15 people. That's a good amount of people for Belleville. That being said, getting it to 20 plus is going to require a little bit of effort, but I think it's doable. The final goal, I would say, is to expand the community and turn the community of players into whatever they want to be. Whether that be more competitive, being able to top bigger tournaments outside of Belleville, whether you just want to be a fun player and you just want to have the cards to build your fun decks and watch your dreams come true that way. I want to tailor to everybody's needs and just watch the community be happy and be friends with each other. While this channel is going to focus primarily on the growth of the business, we are also going to focus on how the community as a whole does grow because of the business. Also, Yu-Gi-Oh! Will be the primary game of focus on this channel. That being said though, a business is a business, and we'll be talking about all the other games as well. The point of this channel is to live the life of a card and gaming shop. It's meant to be educational, financial. I'm sure I'm not the only person that has wanted to start a gaming shop in the last 10 years. And perhaps a lot of people have, and maybe some don't know where to get started. This channel will demonstrate that it is possible to walk away profitable with a business like this, and it works. And you're going to see it happen yourself. Hopefully you can take some inspiration and some ideas and make your own dream come true if you want to start a gaming shop of your own. Or whatever else that's similar to this. You know, the sky's the limit, it really is. And as long as you have a nice community support, and as long as the community supports you, everyone is going to be happy, and it's all going to be one big success in the end. So, let's talk about the business model. The business model is pretty basic when you look at it. You're buying cards for cheap, and you're selling those cards to turn a profit. That's the simplest way to look at it. When you start building profits, you might want to start looking into cards to purchase that will eventually go up in price, according to your beliefs, research, or whatever else you believe drives a certain card up in price. I do think it is very important to have a collection or bundle or a little stack of cards that potentially can go up in value one day. I'll give you an example. This Light and Darkness Dragon from Retro Pack 2. I actually got this recently, and I love my Retro Pack cards. On another note, in regarding Light and Darkness Dragon, this is one of my favorite cards of all time. I very much enjoyed Frog Monarch format, and Light and Darkness Dragon was a pretty big staple in that format. That being said, the Light and Darkness Dragon is a Retro Pack 2 single nonetheless. Those cards are only going to go up in value because the set's out of print, you can't find it anymore, and there's none more being printed. None more. That's bad English. Whoops. There is no more Retro Pack being printed. That means any Retro Pack cards you can get or hold on to will slowly appreciate in value. And that's just simple investable Yu-Gi-Oh! 101. For the longest time, before this place-to-play cards even came into fruition, I was selling the singles and buying the singles out of my car. It was really, really simple. You know, there was no overhead. There was no maintenance upkeep with buildings or rooms. Nothing. Just maintenance on the car that you'd get regularly anyway. Whatever. Gas, oil change, things you're gonna do on your car hopefully eventually anyway. So that being said, it worked. What I like to do for our community is getting the cards people are looking for, or at least I do my best to try to get the cards we're looking for. You know, the card players will message me and say, hey, I need these cards. And I'll say, okay, I'll try to get those cards for you. Sometimes I can, most of the time I can. And I can always turn a profit doing so. That way, the card player is happy that he got his cards, and I'm happy that the business model is a success. Win-win for everyone, right? Now, let's get into some specifics about how we make this work. A really good idea to consider is purchasing cards that are going to go up in price. When the Master Rule update was announced, this obviously made no shock to anyone that Synchro decks, XYZ decks, and Fusion decks were the way to go. Something that happened over the years is Hyper Librarian went all the way to 3. As soon as we found out the news, you know, I bought some cards online. And a lot of those cards included TG Hyper Librarian. Now, considering for the Jump Ultras, the most expensive one I picked up was $8, we're looking at some pretty good profit right now. And the profit's only going to continue going up unless a ban list hits us, which is part of the world we live in, unfortunately. We live in a world where ban lists exist. And those ban lists can really doodle you over sometimes. But that's okay. You know, it can't be 100% perfect. Maybe for someone it is. For me, I know there have been about a handful of instances ever where I picked up a bunch of cards preemptively, and then, lo and behold, a ban list came and just destroyed and ruined everything. Right now, Hyper Librarian is on good traction. The price just keeps going up. I have enough copies that should satisfy everyone that will want to play the deck in our local community for starters, and then maybe a little bit extra to move online when I get that going. Snacks and drinks. Quick and easy, tiny profits. People like snacks, people like snacking on things, people like drinking things. So it's good to keep that stuff always stocked, always kept up on.
Yeah, I'm a heavy drinker.
Of course, that requires you to do some cleaning sometimes. Let me tell you, sometimes the card players are not the cleanest people, but whatever, it's a labor of love, right? Now we get to the fun part. Now we can talk about what every good gaming shop needs to have. Tournaments. Hey guys, happy Saturday. I'm really excited to get things going today. It is the first tournament of 2020, and that is just amazing. That being said, we've got roughly about 14,000 things to do today personally, and a few items of prep work to do at the store before we start, which I'm going to show you guys so you have a general idea on what we like to do before tournaments get started. That being said, we're going to jump right into it, and we'll see you guys at the tournament. Sometimes it's important to just wind back and take a little bit of time for yourself just to relax, hang out with friends or whatever. So I spent a couple hours today just unwinding and doing that. Pokemon Sword and Shield are fun games, the raid feature is great, and I simply enjoy playing them. Nothing else to say on that.
Two effects, you can both of their effects in one turn, but only use the effects once per turn. You can basically use them, tribute it, take a relinquish, use its effect, bring something back to your hand.
We've waited a
or back to the graveyard, bring it back, use its other effect to reveal one, send it back to...
So just an update, we have 15 people today. So that's a 4-round tournament with top 4, which is fantastic, a great way to start 2020. That being said, I'm going to put the different decks that people are using right here in the video. Comment down below and guess what you think is going to be in the top 4. I'd be curious to see who actually gets it right and who's close or who's completely off. It'll be fun. It'll be a nice little exercise. So as an update, yesterday's tournament was pretty successful. As for the top 4 results, we had the one anti-meta deck make top 4, we had the one Grand Maju deck make top 4, and both Cyber Dragon decks made top 4. Isn't our locals just the toppest tier ever? On top of that, Grand Maju ended up winning it, which is great. Grand Maju is the best deck, changed my mind. You'll also be happy to know that Sunday's tournament was also a success. 4 rounds, top 4, everything was just great. Nothing really special to report there. You know, on both tournaments, a couple cards were sold, you know, whatever. Before we wrap up the video, I want to quickly give a big shout out and kudos to Ruggles. I'm sure a lot of you will know who Ruggles is. If you don't, the link to his YouTube channel will be in the description, and you can go and check him out. He started his YouTube channel and restarted his Yu-Gi-Oh career 3 months ago, and he's doing quite well for himself, and his channel launched, it's doing great, and he's having tremendous success with it so far. Him and I were dabbling with the idea that we should have this kind of channel in existence, something where we can watch the shop happen, something where we can just watch the shop continue to grow. And me liking YouTube and wanting to actually do something about it, he taught me everything I needed to know, or at least a very good chunk of it, from what programs to use, from what technique to use, all the places to go to get things that I need, everything, like literally everything. And I could not have done this video without his help, because I literally knew about 5% of what I knew now. And he's incredibly knowledgeable. He went to university for it, so he knows what he's doing. So honestly, Ruggles, big thank you. You've been a tremendous help. I know you're going to continue to help, and I'm really grateful for it. I really, really, really am. Just so you guys have something to look forward to next week, we're going to be starting a new little mini challenge on the channel. I think everyone will appreciate this challenge. It's sort of like the becoming a millionaire from a paperclip type of challenge. If you appreciate the content, the montage, the B-roll, this channel existing, if you'd want to like the video and subscribe, leave a comment down below. It really does help the YouTube algorithm pull this out. And having a strong start on a channel like this would really help. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you watched it all the way to the end, definitely much appreciated. And I look forward to building this with everyone here and everyone on the internet as well. With that said, you guys have yourself a great week, and take care.